The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it's Saturday, and you know what that means? It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, via Amazon, via the United States Postal Service, via FedEx, and of course, that old outlaw, Waylon Jennings. We also talk all the toy news of the week, wrap it all up into a ball, and that is what we call weekly purchases. And we always kick off weekly purchases with a recap of the week that was on the channel here, and a lot going on as usual every week on the channel. But we did some Marvel Select unboxings on the channel this week. Deep Discount came through with a very, very cheap, $6 cheap Marvel Select Hawkeye we talked about. We took a look at the brand new Watcher. What's old is new again, I guess, in some areas. Marvel Select Watcher we unboxed on the channel this week. We also unboxed possibly the stickiest figure that is also possibly one of the rarest figures from Jack's Ruthless Aggression. We talked Off the Ropes JBL. Check out that video. We deal with stickiness and we talk rarity of the Rite Aid exclusives from way back in the day. So a little history, a little trip down memory lane right there. We also did a little top 10 deluxe classic superstars in our weekly Jack's countdown video. We're in countdown mode right now before we start doing some unboxings and some other stuff around the Jack's classic superstars line. We unboxed Shredder Stern Pinball box set. Played a little of that long game, and I didn't win with the long game. I basically paid retail for it, so at least I still paid retail. I was trying to play that long game, hoping to get that cheaper down the road. Just didn't happen, but after all this, maybe a year, we did unbox that on the channel here going on. Also, another long game unboxing, the LJN Young Bucks. They were formerly a Ringside Collectibles exclusive. Maybe some of you guys remember that one. Finally opened that up, compared it against the LJN figures, the LJN AEW figures, LJN Classic Superstars, OSFTM, so you gotta get an idea of scale on those. So check out that Young Bucks unboxing on the channel. We did our Thursday tradition weekly top 10, or I should say top 5 in this case. We took a look at the top 5 William Regal figures of all time as voted by me with my list, of course. As always, it's always my list. It's not wrong. Put your list in the comments down below. We did a So Hard to Say Goodbye, a reoccurring edition on the channel from time to time. And this one, I finally talked about my CD collection. So very interesting if you music fans out there. Talked about what I did with my CD collection, where it went, all that kind of fun stuff there. So we did a That's So Hard to Say Goodbye. I do have another one of those in the can. We'll probably be on Patreon this week, so you Patreon guys, check out that one. The next edition of So Hard to Say Goodbye. We also did our weekly figure hunt. Always fun doing a figure hunt. And we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second. I also had a bonus figure hunt video that went up early on Patreon that I did release to regular YouTube. It was a Memorial Day figure hunt where my wife and I and the kids, we decided to go to a couple of antique stores, and those are like once every 6 months, maybe once a year trips. Not a lot doing at those most of the time, but you never know what you're going to see, and you always get bonus points for finding taxidermy, weird stuff. Who knows, you might even buy shampoo at an antique mall. Crazier things have happened, I guess, but check out those videos. And then the biggest thing this week, and one that really, really humbled me, was the GI Joe 40th anniversary box set that Hasbro sent my way. Very, very cool. Obviously, I haven't been around as many YouTube channels, many people like that. I've been around 2 years now on YouTube, just, you know, doing my thing and being honest and just hopefully sharing my passion for my action figures that I like and stuff. And I'm just really humbled that Hasbro sent me that 40th anniversary box, so you guys knew how excited and how pumped up I was for that, because I love wrestling figures. That's what most people, I guess, think of with me. But man, G.I. Joe has been there since the beginning of me playing with toys as a little kid. I've been there for all 40 years of the Real American Hero that they're celebrating here with Yojo June. So it was so cool, so special to me to get these. And then obviously the characters, the figures, I absolutely love. And we unboxed Spirit Iron Knife, we unboxed Storm Shadow, we unboxed Retro Baroness, Cobra Python Patrol, we unboxed that, and then of course the Croc Master figures. So we unboxed those on the channel. I could not wait. I had to get after those almost immediately because, man, I love G.I. Joe. I just do. And I'm so excited. I keep promoting it on a lot of videos because I'm so jazzed up and hyped up about it. June 23rd, June 25th, check your theaters. The G.I. Joe animated movie from 1987 is coming back to theaters. Oh, I'm so excited for this. This is something I've been waiting for 35 years. This is possibly and most likely right there with Devil's Rejects. I love the Devil's Rejects. But G.I. Joe, the animated movie from 1987, still holds up to me. Very possibly my favorite movie of all time. It really could be, depending on when you ask me. Definitely my favorite animated movie of all time. I just love everything about it. It's interesting how little people that were a little older than me at the time, like G.I. Joe, hated Cobra Law Invasion, all that kind of stuff. But man, I ate that up with a fork and a spoon. I loved every bit of it. Yo Joe month, that's what we're in here right now for June, is so cool because, like I said, this is my birthday month, so it feels like they're celebrating my birthday a little bit. I'm trying to bring it back around about me, I guess. I don't know, but I know my birthday party, the wife and kids, we got our tickets. We're going to G.I. Joe the movie. I'm so jazzed up for that, and you guys know how much I love G.I. Joe. So that was really, really cool. Once again, thank you, Hasbro, for sending that on. I really, really do appreciate things like that, so that was very, very cool. So there you go. That's what went on this week. And I talked about Fig Hunt. Well, the last Fig Hunt that I dropped on Friday, the weekly Fig Hunt, a lot going on this week. I was traveling a bunch of stores. I was traveling for work. I had to go to a work golf outing, so I put some of that in there. Might even have got a hole-in-one. You can see the video in the figure hunt video there. But I also went to Bridge City Slam, a wrestling event down in Ottumwa, Iowa. Went to that Saturday night with David C. Anderson. We had quite the time, quite the ball down there, watching some stuff. Got to see Bushwhacker Luke, Victoria, Carlito, the $1 Million Man. My boy Hornswoggle was there. We're just two movie buffs. You guys all know that. Matt Cardona was there as well. So a lot of big-time superstars coming to the small town of Ottumwa, Iowa. So that was a good time. And then, like I said, the golf event and then hunting mixed in, kind of life on the road, I guess you'd call it. So check out that figure hunting video if you missed it. So that was a lot of fun. And then we got a little housekeeping here. We got a giveaway. It's like the month of giveaways. As you guys know, Patreon this month. Sign up to my Patreon. You guys know all the details on Patreon by now. If you're a member of the top tier of the Patreon, this month's giveaway is the Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan. Brand new, not even on retail pegs yet. That's the top tier giveaway. The middle tier giveaway, a pop of Skeletor, a pop Masters of the Universe Origins, a Masters of the Universe Origins Skeletor, and a pop Skeletor, I should say. And then the lower tier is a Bill Goldberg and Drew McIntyre Elite. Ultimate or top tier members, you get an entry into all three. Middle members, you get into the two. Bottom members, you get that one at the bottom. So big giveaways this month. Maybe we'll do something else later this month in honor of my birthday. Give back for my birthday. How about that? So we'll look at that. But I do have a giveaway this week. If you guys watched my Siren Wolverine Marvel Legends unboxing video, we had a giveaway tied in with the MLC Facebook group. Check out the MLC Facebook group. 20,000 plus members on there. Talking all things Marvel Legends. A good place to go. Tell them Kyle sent you. But we did a joint giveaway there with the group. Old Earl over there, good admin, good guy, great guy. He did a giveaway with that video. So if you are entered into that, now we're going to announce the winner. And the winner of the MLC giveaway, it's for any Marvel Legend off a Big Bad Toy Store of your choosing. The winner is Jace Christopher. So Jace Christopher, thank you for following the rules. Thank you for entering. Thank you for winning. There you go. And Earl at the MLC group, thank you for all of your support. So great giveaway right there. More giveaways to come on the channel, so stay tuned for all that kind of fun stuff. So now let's get down to it. Let's get down to the news this week. And this news week was dominated by G.I. Joe. We talked about it earlier. But the G.I. Joe team, it is Yo Joe June. We had a weekly in June live stream. So it seems like they're going alternating. Last week it was on Instagram. This week was YouTube. Next week apparently another Instagram one. The YouTube one's a lot more meat on the bone, a lot more stuff being revealed. So I, of course, being a G.I. Joe head, was very excited, very pumped up, could not wait to be a part of this. But they did do some announcements. They showed us some digital renders of some things that were coming. They showed some long game pipeline stuff. They talked about a few things. So I guess let's just dig in here. One of the first ones they showed was Falcon. So G.I. Joe, the animated movie fans right there, Falcon is coming our way. A little bit plain. It seemed very plain Jane. I'm hoping this one is a little bit better once it gets in plastic form. Hopefully some cool accessories, things like that. But I'm all about the Green Berets. I'm all about having some of those guys there. Falcon, I always teamed up with Flint, of course, in my playing days as a little kid. Just both with the berets going on. You know, there's just, hey, beret guys, they got to stick together. We all know. But Falcon is coming. I just thought that looked a little bit plain. And then we got one that we knew was coming. I was shocked to see it come this soon, but I guess I shouldn't be. As we talk about it all the time on the channel, got to get the most out of your molds. It's exactly what they're doing right here with Outback. Outback, we know, should be shipping fairly soon. A lot of the pre-orders that we ordered, including the stuff they gave away in that box that we reviewed on the channel, has shipped from the Hasbro warehouses to the Walmart, Target, Amazon warehouses, wherever. So they should be fulfilling those orders fairly soon. But Outback is one of them that was a Target exclusive as part of Tiger Force with the gray hair and stuff, kind of a different version of Outback. But then we got the traditional version of Outback coming. We knew it was going to happen. It makes all the sense in the world. So we got that coming. I really wish they would have saved that for after the Tiger Force one is done, because now I can see people saying, I'm skipping the Tiger Force, don't need it, even though you should know this one was coming. But that Outback is very cool. Brings back memories to me as a kid, once again, in my playing days with GI Joe. As does this one, Barbecue. Once again, gotta get the most out of your molds. We got to repaint on Barbecue, the former Target Cobra Island exclusive. We're getting him in his Sergeant Slaughter, Slaughter's Marauders colors. Probably my second favorite sub GI Joe team, of course Tiger Force being my all-time favorite. Slaughter's Marauders was pretty cool. It was like Slaughter's little team there. Different than the team he had in the GI Joe animated movie, but cool enough. And once again, got to get the most out of your molds, and that's what the Hasbro team seems to be doing across the board in all of their lines. Barbecue coming back out there. We'll see how well that one goes. Something that feels a little bit new, though, is CoverGirl, one of the earlier G.I. Joe females, and I always kind of felt got a bad shake. She always kind of got moved behind Lady J and Scarlet, kind of the third tier, I guess we'd say. But CoverGirl is coming to the classified line, so that is pretty cool. And then, once again, got to get the most out of your molds again. Let's make another Cobra Bat. Let's make those army builders the robot army builders. So we get a crimson-colored army bat. Crimson guard colored bat is what we're getting here. Now we know we have the Python Patrol one coming fairly soon. We got the other one, which is a great figure. All these will be great, but I can see some people saying, I don't need this many versions. I'm okay with this one, or maybe like me, you need all of them, and I'll probably get 3 of every single one. That's my plan, but with the Crimson Twins, Tomax and Zaymok coming out, you need some of these guys, I guess, to go with them, and the Crimson Guards as well. You can build another sub-team. It's all about these G.I. Joe sub-teams, it seems to be. So the Crimson Bat is coming. They also showed Sergeant Slaughter with a small version of Sergeant Slaughter. I don't know how I feel about that. It looks like one of those world's smallest figures. Even has a little box for it and everything, which is pretty cool. A little bit tongue-in-cheek for the old advertisements to Sergeant Slaughter, so it's a nice Easter egg, I guess. So that I found interesting. We're getting a lot of little figures with figures these days. Like I said, the whole world's smallest line, for example, Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, Super 7 figures had little figures. Of course, I think the first one I remember, and there was probably one before that, Marvel Legends, the Red Guardian, he came with a figure of himself. Johnny Cage, Mortal Kombat, he came with a figure of himself. So we're getting a lot of figures with a figure, which is crazy stuff to think about. But Sergeant Slaughter looks really good. It'll be interesting. They didn't say he was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but they said we'd be able to have him by San Diego Comic-Con or around there. So I don't know if he's going up for Hasbro Pulse just to sell right around that time. Not exactly sure, but I don't think we're going to have a lot of trouble getting Sergeant Slaughter. They've invested a lot of money into him. It's not something they're going to have limited, so Sergeant will be coming our way very soon. And you know we're going to get repaints out of Sergeant Slaughter. They're going to get the most they can out of that Sergeant Slaughter contract. There's no way we don't get multiple Sergeant Slaughters in the future. Maybe even one with a vehicle. Who knows? We'll see what happens with that. But they did say, they teased that we're getting somebody that Sergeant Slaughter called a puke or punched. I'm just hoping it's Nemesis Enforcer. I feel like the stars are aligning. Nemesis Enforcer might be coming our way. Of course, one of the big teases here, and we'll kind of jump around here. At the very end, they teased a HasLab GI Joe classified item. What could that be? What could that be? Was that part of the tease? Could it be possible we're getting the Cobra Law 3-pack of the Guard, Globulus, Nemesis Enforcer? Could that be the San Diego Comic-Con, or I should say HasLab? Could that be it? Most likely, probably not, but I hope we get those guys. My guess is for a HasLab, you got to go, what's iconic, what makes sense? USS Flag? Heck, sign me up, but the majority of people, they don't have room for that. Heck, I don't have room for a 12-foot flag, or I don't know what it'd have to be in classified scale. It'd be like 16-foot. Nobody's got room for that, I don't think. So I don't see that happening. I see them going back to the most iconic G.I. Joe type stuff as far as vehicles. They're not going to give you the big armadillo tank. They're not going to give you the platform system, the G.I. Joe headquarters. I don't see any of that, especially for the first HasLab. I'm guessing it's probably going to be a HISS tank of some sort. That's my guess. Not the massive thing, but you'll get a nice HISS tank about like that or so. That is my guess. Possibly the G.I. Joe Vamp, maybe their kind of Jeep version. That is also a possibility. Maybe that's what it could be. Or the one I'm really rooting for, maybe it's a dark horse, maybe not. Once again, with the 35th anniversary G.I. Joe animated theme, this would be a perfect time for this one. If you're not going to do Globulus and his Nemesis Enforcer and his guard, what about Serpentor? What about Serpentor and his chariot? Get a nice deluxe Serpentor figure, get a beautiful chariot to go along with it. That could be a pretty good HasLab, and I have to think that would be an immediate funded goal. Everybody's going to be in for a Serpentor, and I truly believe my business mind here is, for the first one, you got to make sure it's a home run winner. You can't have Rancor issues. You can't have things like that. You need something that you know is going to sell, that's going to really cement the idea for future HasLabs, and I think that's what they're going to do, and I hope it is Serpentor and his chariot. I'd be there for that all day long. Or give me Nemesis Enforcer. You know I need Nemesis Enforcer, especially with Sergeant Slaughter coming. Sergeant Slaughter will be real confused. He'll say, what's a Nemesis Enforcer? Like he told me in person one time, Sarge, I'll never let you forget it. So we got that going on. But we also saw a few other things. They talked a little bit about pipeline stuff. We knew Rock and Roll and Shipwreck last week. This week it was Torpedo and Copperhead, some water-based guys. Two fan favorites, two classic characters. Can we get the water moccasin, though, with Copperhead? Maybe that's the surprise. Maybe it'll be the water moccasin. A very underrated Cobra vehicle from back in the day. So we got those coming. And then the last bit of G.I. Joe news that we got was Snake Eyes Timber. We knew the repaint was coming. New version of Timber, a little bit more white, a little bit more G.I. Joe Renegades, if you're familiar with that cartoon and toy line. Version of Snake Eyes coming. So if you missed the first two-pack, you get another chance here. I will definitely pick this up, but I can see a lot of people saying, don't need this one. Already have the last one, don't need it. And I can't say I blame you. If you're not a hardcore G.I. Joe fan, you probably don't need a second version of this. And we got to be honest, there's not everybody that loves the G.I. Joe Renegades series. That's not the most popular G.I. Joe animated series of all time. So I can see a lot of people passed on this, like I said. But all in all, I was very happy with the G.I. Joe week this week. I love getting announcements. I love finding out about new figures. I love getting new figures, so I was pumped up. So the G.I. Joe month continues. Can't wait to see what happens next week. I'm expecting not a lot of reveals. Maybe a pre-order goes up, maybe another pipeline thing. They did say 5 figures in the G.I. Joe lines instead of 3 going forward. So the business is there, the money is there, they're adding to the lines. More Joes means more empty wallets, but more fun in the G.I. Joe classified realm. So I'm very excited about it all, as you guys know, and we'll talk more G.I. Joe next week on Weekly Purchases. You can guarantee that right there. Some other news this week, Super 7 coming back with a sister brand of G.I. Joe, I always kind of think. Transformers, of course. And Transformers Super 7 Ultimates. I've unboxed Optimus Prime, playing a little long game on the rest. We'll see, but this is what I've been looking for in my Transformers for a while. And they really are going hot on this one. Only 3 figures instead of 4. And it's all about getting the most out of your molds with this set, and it's also about the heavy hitters. I scratched my head a little bit what Super 7's been doing on the first couple of waves of these Transformers. Throwing in characters that are pretty deep cuts or not as iconic. I feel like you got to go really strong your first couple of sets. And they didn't really do that. And I wonder if this new wave they announced here is because of sales a little bit. I don't know any inside info or anything, but that's what my mind went to. Sales maybe have been tough on those first few sets. They got this one, said, okay, here's what we can do. We can give them some bangers that people want, and it's not going to cost us as much, because getting the most out of your molds is the name of the game with the new Transformers wave here. We're getting a repainted Optimus Prime, the death of Optimus Prime, one of the most traumatic events for us kids of the 80s. Never forget that moment. Never forget where you were. Just really crazy with the death of Optimus Prime. And I don't know if this has ever been put in figure form. It might have been, but this is the most recent for sure. But it is a straight repaint of that prior Optimus Prime. So I can see people passing, I gotta have this. I gotta have this one. There's no doubt in my mind I'll get that one. Then we also saw Soundwave, so that's a new one. That's a heavy hitter Decepticon character being added into the line. I think that's a good one. I think that'll move some units for sure. And then we're getting Starscream, but a traditional version of Starscream. I gotta think we'll get Thundercracker and Skywarp and some of the other ones in later series. Gotta get the most out of your molds, and this Starscream is the perfect example of getting the most out of your molds, as they released the Ghost of Starscream, just a paint job change here. So heavy heavy hitters in this set, but not a lot of tooling, not a lot of money needed to be spent here. So Super 7 does win. It'll be interesting where this Transformer line goes. I hope it goes pretty deep. I hope they give us the characters we want. Because my biggest gripe with Transformers over all the years, I love Transformers, but it's the stop and start of lines. And I want a complete unit, and I want them all on the same scale, want them all looking good, and I don't want to pay masterpiece prices of hundreds of dollars on stuff. So we'll see where this ends up going, but I thought that was pretty interesting. And then, of course, for you Patreon members, you've already saw this video. It's up on Patreon, been up for a while. One day we'll have it on traditional YouTube, but I did unbox that Mondo Hordak, that 1/6 scale item. But they did announce this week, it sounds like they're re-releasing the He-Man with some changes, a new head, things like that. A lot of people wanted that He-Man that missed out. I'm trying not to go all in on this 1/6 Mondo scale. It's very expensive, but we'll see. This He-Man might be enough meat on the bone for me. I may pick up He-Man. If they do Skeletor again, I might pick that one up. Maybe I'll call it good there. Who knows? You never know with me, but I thought that was interesting and news enough. How about some wrestling news? We'll get into some wrestling figure news here. I know a lot of people are interested in that, including myself. Action Figure Attack noted this week that the Greatest Hit Elites line that just went up for pre-order in the last couple of weeks, that's going to be a once-a-year set. This is going to be a once-a-year deal. I like that idea. It's a little kind of thank you once a year. Get some deep cut characters back. We went into depth about that. I think it was last week or the week before on weekly purchases, but it sounds like it's a once-a-year deal, so that's okay with me. I'm here for that. Power Town, oh, Power Town Mania. I'm all in on Power Town. I'm rooting for Power Town. They're going to give us a lot of deep cut wrestlers, hopefully. Well, they had a major wrestling figure podcast YouTube interview with Sam Rosenthal, the creator of Power Town, one of the funders, the partner of Greg Gagne back in the Remco days and the partner now, talking a lot about the business model and things. And they showed a little bit more detailed pictures of Vern Gagne, Lou Thez, Ted DiBiase, Stan Hansen, Kerry Von Erich, the old modern day warrior himself. They showed some of those, talked about it. Man, they look good. They really, really do look good. It sounds like December we should be able to have some of these in our hands. I'm so jazzed up. I'm so fired up about it. I'm excited. I'm here for some deep cut wrestling figures. I just hope the general public is. One thing that was really interesting in that interview, because we've joked about it, and a lot of people have, but you know what? We're rooting for successful wrestling figures, especially good figure lines. They have 250 people signed, more than that. The whole Rougeau family is when they went back, all the way back to the old country. But it sounds like not all figures are going to be the elite ultimate style. It sounds like there's going to be some blind bags, you know, like the little kids. Like my kids always love the blind bag toys. Sounds like there's going to be different things some of these properties are used for. Everybody will get a figure, but they didn't say necessarily everybody's getting an ultimate figure. It sounds like there'll be little mini figures, things like that. Once again, get the most out of your molds. You can do a lot of smoke and mirrors with something like that. So there might be some deep cut figures, but they might only be in little blind bags where you're only spending $5-10, something like that. Probably $5 most likely. So it's not all what we thought it was going to be. It's not going to be 250 of the Ultimate Edition style figures, but it sounds like there's going to be a lot. Sounds like the ones that have the big time name value, they will have those out there. It sounds like they're still going to do a Kickstarter where they said they guarantee it will fund, so it's going to be low cost. I think just a way to get the name out. It's interesting. You can say what you want about their business practices. Some of the stuff maybe I would have tweaked or changed. Some of the stuff spot on, and a lot of people need to take that step back. I know they talk a lot about the wrestling contracts and things, but wrestling contracts are no different than any other contract. No different than the contract I have with my work or whatever. There's a lot. It's at the end of the day, you got to come down to say, do you agree to the terms and do you want to sign it? That's what it is. If a wrestler signs it, hey, they agreed to it. It is what it is. But you got to read the fine print on anything you do. And I see a lot why they would do a lot of these contracts and stuff like that. So it makes sense to me. But a lot of people just don't take that big step back and look at the total big picture. You got to think business in whole. You can't just think niche. And that's what my recommendation is to everybody out there. Whenever you think about some of these releases and why they're happening, you got to take that step back. That business hat step back is what you need to do. But very interesting. I'm rooting for them for sure. I hope some of these guys come to fruition. I'm all in. So Power Town, keep doing what you're doing. So there it is. We also saw leaked images. It looks like the next Amazon exclusive 2-pack from AEW Jazzwares is going to be the Young Bucks. And this one looks like a really good 2-pack as it really does feel fresh and new instead of a cheap repaint, moving some things around, something like that. That's what we need more of. Bad for our wallets, but good for our collection. So the Young Bucks coming to Amazon. Pre-orders got to be happening soon. Nobody knows, but we'll find out, and once we know, we'll tell you. So follow on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. Follow along for all the fun. We also saw Rush Collectibles. The pre-order went up on Friday for the brand new retro-style figures, I guess we'll call them. We got Larry Zbyszko, we got the Angel Maurice Tillett, and then we got Roadblock. And then there's a UK variant, a United States variant exclusive, about $25 a piece. I don't know. I think I will be buying the US regular edition ones. I'm going to save the variants that are limited to, I think, 150. I mean, you can only go so deep onto some of this stuff, and you can only collect so much. I'm going to give the first one, I think, the Asylum Wrestling Store. You can search that, plug for those guys. I think all in, you can buy all three, and you can save a little bit of money, so I'm probably going to go that route. We'll see. You only know once you get them at the table, and you can make your final decision there. Retromania is running wild. We'll just see how everybody has with their finances. Inflation is ridiculous, as we talk about for years on the channel. I was pounding that drum before the news, before anybody saying, guys, it's coming, it's coming. And it's coming again in July, August. There's going to be a lot of price increases, around July 10th and around a little bit after that. So be prepared for the back half of the summer to get even more expensive than it is right now. That's just the shocking truth, and it's going to affect a lot of these kind of lines here that are kind of ancillary lines off kind of the beaten path. It's going to be tough for them to get what they want, I have a feeling. But we'll see. But I'm all in. I'll pick those up. We'll see where it goes from there. And then the final bit of news, McFarlane came in with a little bit of a wrestling crossover in some ways, as we do get The Rock and the McFarlane toys, much like we got John Cena in Peacemaker. We're getting The Rock in Black Adam, and in true McFarlane history, or whatever you want to call it, they got two versions, one with a hood, one without the hood. Choose your own Black Adam adventure. But it looks really good. It'll be interesting how well The Rock's head is, though. We saw that Peacemaker John Cena, not so great. A lot of people, myself included, bought that Hollywood John Cena, popped the head off, switched those two around. Looks much, much better. Hollywood Cena on clearance at a lot of Walmarts right now. If you haven't done that, it's a good thing to do. But I'm wondering, can I play a little of that long game? Can I get the Scorpion King Rock for $5 just in case to do that same thing when that McFarlane Black Adam comes? So we'll see what happens with that. But definitely interesting times as far as McFarlane Toys making some crossover appeal to the wrestling fan base. So there is that. Final bit of news. Gotta wish a happy birthday, a little special happy birthday shout out to my wife, Angie. Oh, she had her birthday on Friday. Getting older every day, but aren't we all? But we're going out for Mexican tonight. Not the usual Friday pizza, unfortunately, for me, but it's her birthday. She gets to choose. She can go wherever she wants. So we're going to do that. So I want to give a happy birthday shout out to my wife, Angie. She puts up with a lot, as we all know. She puts up with a lot, always around, always there. So happy birthday, Angie. Hopefully it was a good day. So there it is, and then we get down to the album of the week this week, and it's a bit of a sad one. The album is Bang Your Head, just came out a week ago or so. It is from the band Iced Earth, a favorite band of mine for a long time. I've loved Iced Earth. Very popular in the metalhead communities, not really a lot of crossover appeal. Very Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Kiss influence, a little bit of power metal as well. Unfortunately, I don't know if we'll ever see anything new from Iced Earth ever again. If you look up Iced Earth, you look up John Schaefer. Things went south on, let's call it January 6th for John Schaefer, unfortunately. So wild times there. But man, I loved the music for a lot of years. It's really what I loved in my heavy metal. So they did have one. I think there's going to be a ton of Vault releases, this is my guess, and that's what we got right here. It's a live show with Stu Block on vocals. Of course, they've had many vocalists over the years. I think that's one thing that's kept Iced Earth a little bit down, is too many different vocalists. But I've liked all the vocalists they've had, so that is one thing that is really cool about that band, where some bands switch singers and you're not all there. Iced Earth, I enjoyed every piece of it along the way. But I guess we're just going to have to live with the memories from this one, because like I said, I don't think we'll see any more material from Iced Earth in the future. So there it is, Iced Earth, Bang Your Head live album of the week. So next up, of course, is the weekly purchases. All right, let's get after the weekly purchases, and weekly purchases have really been all over the place the last month or two. I've had light weeks, then huge weeks, light weeks, huge weeks. Well, we're back on an incline. We're at a huge week of weekly purchases, a lot of stuff through the door this week, so without further ado, let's get after it. The first thing before I forget, I did get the Doc Gallows Super 7 head with the goatee, kind of the pointed goatee on the bottom. All you had to do was reach out to Super 7 via email, show them your receipt that you bought Doc Gallows, and they will send you this updated head free of charge. So if you haven't done that yet, you got your receipt, send that in. So I did pick this one up. Why wouldn't you? It's free. It makes sense. So I did get that via Super 7, so do that if you have not already. So let's get into it. Of course, this week, it's all about the elites and some weird mail patterns, too. I've had some weird delays in Amazon, FedEx, and UPS this week, which is very, very strange. But we got Stephanie McMahon from Elite 94. Looking good, old Stephanie. Of course, we'll get after it. We'll get unboxing these on the channel very, very soon. But we got Stephanie McMahon. We've got Edge. There's Edge right there. WrestleMania Edge. We've got Bret Hart ×2. Of course, we got the regular edition. We've got the Chase edition Bret Harts. And there they are, looking good. Very excited about this Bret Hart. It looks like we might have some improvements on the head sculpt. We'll talk about it, like I said, very, very soon. The collector's edition, no more a Target, no more a Walmart exclusive. Just anybody can get it. Different packaging on this. And once again, we'll talk about the British Bulldog. We'll do some comparisons, all that fun stuff in the videos. We got Mace. We're really building out that Retribution. There's old Mace. Looking only like he could look. So we got him from Elite 94. And then we got Wesley and Nash Carter, MSK. First time in the line, last time in the line for old Nash Carter. But we got those two as well. So a tag team, I'll probably unbox these two together in the same video as we usually do with tag teams. So Elite 94 through the door. So very good there. From our friends at Zavvi, yes, Zavvi, use discount code Kyle to save 10% and 20% on clothing. I did pick up the Bruce Lee edition of Liu Kang over there, so very, very cool. We'll unbox this on the channel as well. We'll unbox all this stuff. I pulled the trigger on this at a little bit of a discount, of course. Had to get the Scientist. Fortnite, don't know anything about this, but I thought this would be very, very interesting, and I got some things to talk about in the video for this guy. Just about where packaging is going and stuff, and Hasbro with their Fortnite has been a bit of the guinea pig for the new packaging that's coming. So there's some things, there's some good, there's some bad, some pros and some cons, and we'll break it all down in that video. That's one of those long game videos that goes up on Patreon for a few weeks before it goes to traditional YouTube, so check that one out. Also from Zavvi, I picked up the brand new Archive Edition C-3PO. I wanted to see how much better this was. There's not a lot you can do with a robot, but I did pick him up, so we'll do another long game unboxing on old C-3PO. Looking good there. And then I also picked up one last thing from Zavvi, just in that GI Joe mood. They had it going. Got to get a Cobra Bat. Yes, Cobra Bat, a favorite of mine. Zavvi, you can get these right now. Like I said, you can save 10% using discount code Kyle to pick this up. But more army builders, the better. You guys know me. Love me some GI Joe army builders. So a lot of stuff coming in there. Found this on the hunt. If you saw my figure hunting video, went to a off the beaten path rural Walmart. 4 goons just chilling. I mean, just crazy, some of those rural towns. You never know what you might find. The Goon, of course, we unboxed on the channel many, many moons ago. Check out that review. A sleeper figure. Have to imagine this will be a top 10 Mattel Elite of 2022. We'll get to that to the end of the year. But I picked up another one, and I'm not sure why. I said, maybe I'll make a custom Chris Jericho, an easy custom. Maybe I'll just keep it mint on card. Not exactly sure, but the Goon had to come home with me. I just couldn't pass it up. I said, gosh, I don't think I'm going to see this again. It's now or never, and I just said, hell, what the heck, I'll do it. Then I got a few things from Big Bad Toy Store this week. Some fun stuff here. From the Spawn line, I got Haunt. Oh, Haunt in the Spawn line. I don't know how well some of these guys will do. We see some peg warming with some of the Spawn stuff, but Haunt looks very, very cool, and it actually looks even better in person, so I'm very excited to open up Haunt. And then I got Ninja Spawn. Ninja Spawn, had to have him. This was kind of a joke, and we'll talk about it in the video. I mean, Spawn had a lot of careers, for sure. He was sometimes a ninja, sometimes he was a commando, sometimes he was regular, sometimes he was even medieval. But Spawn, Ninja Spawn here, doing his best Storm Shadow Snake Eyes impression. Let's unbox this as well. And then I did get my pre-order in from Big Bad Toy Store. We got Tyrus Flair with Dragon from Golden Axe. I don't know about you guys. I know old Dano out there watches the video. He loves himself some Golden Axe. Him and I would be great Golden Axe partners. One day we're going to play Golden Axe together. I'll find him. But yeah, Golden Axe, one of my all-time favorite games as a kid. Playing it at the arcade, playing it on Sega. It's the reason I got that mini Sega Genesis at home so I could play Golden Axe. Just always loved it. Fun to play with my daughters as well. Sometimes we'll bust out a little Golden Axe action. And I need to do like a week of Golden Axe unboxings. I do got the Axe Battler, I got Death Adler, I got some skeletons, I got I got some more on pre-order too. There's a lot of different skeletons. I'm not sure if I'm going to get all of them, but I got a few more things coming from the Golden Axe line. So very, very cool. Very excited to jump into that one. And then we might as well talk about these really quick. We talked about them at the top of the show. Via Hasbro this week, you know I couldn't wait, like I said. We got Storm Shadow in through the door. We've got the Cobra Viper Python Patrol style. We got him in this week. Of course, Crocmaster. Oh, man, this is an all-timer. This is an all-timer, Crocmaster. And then, of course, Fiona. And like I said, I think Fiona steals the show in that pack, but that Crocmaster is awesome as well. But to get a full-on sized alligator, oh, man. Check out these reviews if you haven't seen them yet. Very, very exciting to get them. The Retro Baroness, another perfect surprise in that box. Very good. A few issues with this one. Out of all these, I think this is the weakest link one, and I go into that in the unboxing and review. And then, of course, you've got Spirit Iron Knife, or just Spirit if you're friendly with him like me. And, of course, his Eagle Freedom, another slam dunk figure. I mean, this Joe line is absolutely killing it. If you're a longtime fan of GI Joe or someone like me, this is what you're hoping for. This is what you're really wanting. They're really getting into it now, and, man, I'm here for it all day long, as you guys know. All right, that's round one of weekly purchases. I'm going to clean up, move some of this stuff around, get this out of here, and we'll be back with round two of weekly purchases. All right, the hits keep on coming like a young Mike Nesmith in round two of weekly purchases. In round two, I got some more G.I. Joe stuff from that box. Not sure what I'm going to do with this one yet, but this is the O-ring style 3 3/4 Joe, the Cobra Trooper, Cobra Officer. Very, very cool. I'm trying to get out of 3 3/4, but this is Hasbro's way of saying, Kyle, we need to bring you back in. I don't know. But very, very cool pack here. I'm not sure if I'll just leave it like this. I'll actually unbox it. Verdict's still out, so more to come on that one in the future. They also sent me some home protection items, the Hasbro team. It was very nice of them to send me Snake Eye's sword. So if I have to defend the basement here, if somebody wants to try to get in here, I can defend it with Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes style. But they did give the Origin sword here. This will be a good one for the kids to try to kill each other with. So we did get a sword there. So once again, thank you, Hasbro, for sending that stuff over my way. We did talk a little bit about that Bridge City Slam event I went to in Ottumwa. And you know, Kyle, they of course have things for sale. They have some tables going on. And I said, I feel like I got to get something. I got to pick up something here. And I did. And it's just the reason I picked this was up. I said, I saw this. It was for the same price you could get online, so I didn't have to pay up for it or anything like that. And I said, you know what? I don't know if we've ever unboxed one of these on the channel. Maybe this would be something good. We can compare it to a previous version. We could talk a little bit about it, because a lot of people have asked me to unbox some of these, and I just don't want to spend money to spend money. But I did pick this one up. What is it? It's the Christmas edition of Jim Cornette from FTC. Some good, some bad, some ugly with this, as we know with FTC. But we'll take a look at it. We'll do unboxing on the channel here one of these days, so stay tuned. But I did pick that one up at that event this week. So a little Jim Cornette action coming to the channel, so stay tuned for that. We also got after it and unboxed one of these. This came right after weekly purchases last week. It's the Mouser pack. This was an online exclusive. Everybody had like a 30-day pre-order window to order these guys. And I ordered 2 packs. So we unboxed one of them. I have another pack. I'll unbox this shortly, I'm sure, and put this in my Ninja Turtles display. But the Mousers pack came through in the last week, so that was fun. And then I did end up picking this bad boy up, the Marvel's Legend exclusive Ulick the Troll, little Thor action. Picked this guy up this week as well. We'll get to unboxing him hopefully sooner than later. But Ulick in the house. I still have not got around to unboxing the original version of him from the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive many years ago. I need to unbox that whole box set. I've never done it for whatever reason. It'd be kind of nice to compare the two, but we'll see what happens. But I got a probably better version of him right here. So Ulick the Troll through the house. Speaking of a little McFarlane action, we talked about it earlier with some Spawn figures and weekly purchases. This is one I've been dying for, I've been waiting for, and I was very shocked on my road trip for work this week. I said, oh, there's a GameStop by this Walmart. I'll pop in and see what's going on. And the guy was putting these out fresh on the pegs. Who is it? It's my boy Grifter. Wildcats Grifter. You know I love those Image Comics, mid-90s stuff. Wildcats, Savage Dragon, stuff like that. Well, of course, Grifter had a little bit of a run-in with Batman, so they put him in the McFarlane line. So very cool to get a modern-day Grifter figure. Can I get Maul? Can I get Spartan? Can we get Void? Can we get the rest of the group of the Wildcats? I don't think it's going to happen, but man, I'd be here for it. Grifter, can't wait to unbox him. Just one of those 90s characters I absolutely love that finally getting a modern-day figure, so I thought that was really cool. And then keeping it going with McFarlane, Ended up getting this bad boy. Verdict's still out on this one. It's all about the crocodiles and alligators this week. But this week we got Croc Master. You guys know I love these big giant figures. Now this isn't really my version of Croc Master. But I thought it was interesting enough to pick up. And we'll see what the verdict is here. I don't know. I'm hoping it's better than Clayface. I would love it if it was better than Violator. I don't see that happening. But we'll see how it compares with Clayface and a few other guys. But Croc Master through the door this week. Thought that was fairly cool of a pickup. Here's one that is an interesting one as well. I'll go this way. I saw these on Amazon, a fairly cheap price. Jada Toys, throwback once again to the 80s. Little Count Chocula action. And then it opens up, beautiful box there. A little Count Chocula figure. These are great desk figures. I don't have a big cereal display. But Count Chocula, I might put him on my desk at work. Who knows? But Count Chocula through the door. And then I had to get the Frankenberry as well. So Frankenberry, you guys know I love the Universal Monsters. So a breakfast cereal take on them, I'm here for it all day long. So Frankenberry through the door as well. Thought both of these were fairly cool. So I picked both of those up. And then here's one. You guys have seen my tour collection, my house tours of my action figure collection. You guys know I'm a big fan of Knucklebone heavy metal statues. Well, they had a huge Memorial Day sale, some deep, deep discounts, and I jumped on. I had to get the godfather of heavy metal. One of the guys that I would say created it all. One of the pioneers. One of the greatest of all time. Of course, we're talking for Black Sabbath. We're talking about Tony Iommi. Picked that up on Knucklebone's website. Like I said, they had a heck of a deal for Memorial Day. Had to get this Tony Iommi statue. So I'll be probably unbox this on the channel. This will be a nice, quick, easy unboxing one of these days. But these statues I absolutely love. I have sold a lot of them. I had the Slayer set. I got an offer I just couldn't refuse. But I still have Dave Mustaine. I got Judas Priest, King Diamond. I've got Ghost. I got all the Lemmy ones, Motorhead ones. And now I got Tony Iommi to joining the collection. So can't go wrong with Tony Iommi anything, if you ask me. So got him this week. And then yesterday I had to go to Target. And Target, as we know, has Masters of the Universe Origin figures on sale. Deep, deep sales going on the last few weeks. I'm hoping that new line comes. I was like, gosh, be great to get these under retail price. Get them for $11 each or so. I'm here for that all day. And my wife and I were going grocery shopping. And she's like, I don't want to go to that grocery store. Let's go to this one. Well, that one that she wanted to go to was right by a Target. I said, well, I'm going to swing into that Target real quick. I want to see if they have anything. It's been a while since I've been there. And man, I'm glad we did go there. Because what did I find this week? 2000X Skeletor, brand new Origins. We got Mantenna, brand new Origins. We got Pighead from the Sunman line. This is an interesting one. I don't know anything about it, so it'll be an interesting unboxing for sure. And then we got the He-Man 200X, 2000X figure right there. So very, very happy to find these this week. A little Masters Universe Origins anxiety over with right here is what we got. So very happy to get that. Now I need to find an unpunched set. I do have a pre-order with Big Bad Toy Store. Those always come unpunched, so I guess I'll hope for that unless I can find something. Hopefully in the next week or so, maybe my other Targets will get this, and maybe I can find a unpunched set for only 11 bucks. Man, got to get a deal. Sign me up all day long. I'm looking around. Final piece of the puzzle this week from a local collector, old Dougie. A lot of you guys know Dougie from different Facebook groups. He did sell me. I don't got it all right here, but I figured this would be enough to show what's going on. Of course, we all know about this old blue cage. If you were a kid watching WWF in the 80s, you know all about this one. Well, he sold his wicked cool ring with the cage, all the accessories, the ring posts, the ring ropes, all the different skirts and all that. He gave me a heck of a deal. Since he didn't have to ship it all, he could just drive it over to my house. So I did pick up this blue cage. Not sure what I'm going to do with all these rings. As you guys know, I got a couple of AEW rings. I got the Raw SmackDown ring, got the Generation ring coming fairly soon later this summer. I got this ring. I got an NXT ring. I got a couple of basic rings. I'm all ringed out. I don't know where I'm going to put all these. I need to find something I could build that could almost do a tower of rings, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But I did pick this up this week. So, like I said, a fairly busy week after a couple of slow weeks. And it feels like it's just all dips and valleys right now in the action figure game. A lot of new stuff should be hitting Targets in the next few weeks. There's new Marvel Legends Thor out there, more He-Man figures, some Transformers, trying to find Sludge, the Dinobot. looking for him, looking for junk heap still. So there's a few things on there I'm looking for. So it should be an interesting hunt the next few weeks. So check it out on the channel. And of course, while you're here, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the old notification bell. We got unboxings every day. We got fig hunts. We got a lot going on the channel, as you guys know. And I'm always appreciative that anybody that follows along and cares enough to subscribe to the channel. So thank you. Also follow along on Patreon, as I talked about. A lot of giveaways, a lot going on the Patreon this month. Link in the description below. Thank you for supporting the channel, of course. Follow on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So a lot going on these days. But that's about it. That's about all I got this week. You guys sound off in the comments down below. Let me know what you picked up this week. And you guys know what I'm doing. I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into the weekend. And we all got to wish my wife, Angie, a happy birthday.